Hello and good day to you. Today's video we'll be creating geometrical shapes using the Designaknit software. We'll be using version 8 of the Designaknit software and also the complete version. To create the geometrical shapes, we'll need to use the original pattern drafting section of the software. Open your Designaknit software, click on original pattern drafting. The work surface pops, click on piece, block new piece. You can use a default tension or the default tension, or you can enter your new tension. You click OK. I'll be using default tension. So click OK. The first shape we'll be creating is a hexagon. We have a square measuring 40 centimeters. To find out the width and the height of the shape, click on this rectangle icon here that shows an arrow in front as if it's and one at the back as if it's measuring the width. Horizontal rectangle, click on it and it tells us the width. The width is 40 centimeters. The vertical rectangle with its arrow shows the length. You can resize it as you desire. If you desire to work in inches, then go to option, unit of measurement, and then you can work in inches. But I'll work with centimeters today. To make our shape, we need to add points and alter the points to form the shape. To add points, you go to alter and add. Optional, then you can add your points. Optional, you can come to this icon here, this plus sign icon here, and use it to add your points. And also, so add some points here. Oh, sorry. I've added one here. I'll add one in the middle, and I'll add one at the bottom. Then I'll deactivate the plus sign by clicking on it. Although the points are not straight, we'll rectify that later. Click on to make sure so that I was talking points. I'll go to this this icon here with 1, 2, 3, 4. It's for numbering. Number the point sequence from the top left. So click on it and it allocates each point a number. I'll move point 12 inward towards the center. Okay, just on the slants. Okay. Then I'll move point 10 on its slant too. And if you notice, our vertical mirror is on. That's this line here. Vertical mirror mirrors alteration or points from the left, mirrors it on the right. And this is the icon for it. So if you click on it, you deactivate it. Here we have our hexagon that we just created. I'll need to delete some other points because I don't need them, like 2, 12, 4, 6, and 10. No, 2, 12, 4, 6, 8, and 10. I don't need those points. I'll delete them. But before I delete them, I want to straighten the lines and other things. So I'll turn on my vertical mirror. It says reflect exiting point from left to right. I say yes. Then we'll go to piece and table. I'm using the graph as a guide for my work. Point 1 on the x-axis is an -10, and if you look at your on your work surface, you see that some numbers like measurements runs horizontally and vertically. The one horizontally is the x-axis and the one vertically is the y-axis. And you can see that because you are working in centimeters, it's written here that they are in centimeters. So point 1 on the x-axis is on -10.1. I don't want that. I want to use round figures because I'm not too good with mathematics. But if you have a measurement, we'll talk about that later on as we progress, so that you can enter the right measurement. I'm going to use point 1, point 11. Okay, point 11. If you notice, there's no point 11 here. So what I'm going to do is to click on this play button. It will reveal the other points not showing. Play button that takes you to the right. So you click on it. It has revealed the other point, like 11 and 12, that was not showing. Point 11 is on 20.1. I want it on 20. And on the y-axis on -0 point. I'm going to make it on 0 to make it straight. Then point 9 is on -10.1. I want it on 10. And on the y-axis is on -19.9. I want on -20. Sorry, I wasn't calling the minus sign. Pardon me. And if I'm happy with it, I'll click apply and then OK. You know, if you notice, when I was editing, I didn't edit the points on the right. That's because I want to force my vertical mirror to do that for me. Time saving. Now we have our hexagon. I'm going to delete point 12. Just highlight the click on the point and click delete. To delete it, mirroring point if your vertical mirror is on. I'm going to delete point 9 here. They've all changed. And I'll delete point 2 here. And point 5 at the bottom. The point at the bottom. Okay. And turn off my vertical mirror. Now we have a perfect hexagon. I'll move this to the side. I'll duplicate this piece, so I'll go to piece, duplicate, and I'll just name this hex dupe and then click OK. So here we have the hex dupe, and I'll need to edit it. I want to form other shapes, but before we form other shapes, I just want to make known that in case you're told to measure or they're giving you an exact measurement for the size of the hexagon that you're to create, then you can go to this measurement here, or you design an exact measurement. Then you can use this tape measure, this curvy tape measure. Say measure edge, measure clockwise around the edge between any two selected points. So click on it to activate it. Then I'm going to measure from 4 to 5. 0.4 to 5. 0.4 to 5 is 20 centimeters. So I'll click on it again, the to measure 0.5 to 6. You measure on a clockwise. 5 to 6 is 22.4. I'm going to measure from 6 to 1. And I'm going to measure from 10 to 2, 2 to 3, and then 3 to 4. Now we have these measurements running. If we want to make the 0.6 to 1 20, 2 to 3 20, and 0.6 to 5 20, so 4 to 3 20, so that they are equal, then we need to go to alter, insert length or insert width. If it were to be 0.1 to 2, we will use alter, insert width. But since it's on, we are working with on 0.6 to 1 or 6 and 1, we'll use insert length, alter insert length. So I'm going to put it here. And if you notice, it says, oh, sorry, I want to put my vertical mirror on. Then we'll go to alter, insert length, and we'll put it between 6 and 1, 0.6 and 1, and 0.1. Here it says a negative number removes fabric. That means a positive number adds fabric. We want to remove it. We want it to be 20. So I'm going to put minus 2.4. And it says 20.2. So I'm going to alter again, insert length. I'm going to put minus 0.2. Did I do a setting that is okay? I'll just keep on playing. Minus 0.1. Okay, so now we have 20 and it has reflected it here. Now we need to work on 6.5 to 0.6 to 0.5 to make sure it's 22. We want remember, we are resizing it to 20 in case that's the measurement we've been given. So I'm going to go to insert length and I just put minus 2.4. Perhaps, oh, I'm going to go back and minus 2. Oh, sorry. Edit, undo, set length, minus 0.2. Okay, so we have it. You see, we've resized it, and now we have 20 all around, and this was the first one we did. I'm just going to go back to it. I'll be fast about that, and you can, sorry about the points. Okay, there's the first one. I'm just going to put the measurement here. I didn't highlight it, that was why it gave me that. So this is the first one and this is the second one. If you notice, we've resized this to suit a measurement that we desire from this measurement that we created first. So I'm going to move this aside And now duplicate this one that we've resized to fit our measurements. I'm going to remove the measurements, so I'm going to click on the points to remove the measurements. Okay. I'm going to duplicate these. I'm going to duplicate this one, the one we've measured properly, and we'll resize it to make a rhombus, triangle, and different other shapes. So I'll go to piece, duplicate piece, and this time we'll make a trapezium. I'm in the UK, that's why I'm spelling trapezium as this. I think US spell it as OD. Okay, and I'll centralize that. To make it easier for me, I'll delete node 0.1, sorry, and this other 0.1 here. 0.1 and 2. And now I have it here. So here we have half hexagon or trapezium. Okay, let me fix them. So we have the half hexagon and a trapezium. Oh, sorry, half hexagon or trapezium. We have it. You can, if you are knitting, let me just divert a little. If you are knitting, you can start from bottom, here, increase it, and then you knit until you get a change color and use a different color. Then if you decide to say piece, let me duplicate this piece. No, sorry, the wrong piece being activated. So duplicate it and say hex duplicate, hex dup 1. Okay, I'm going to centralize it now so that you see it. Okay, if I move this, if I move it here, and okay, just want to put it so that we see the full screen properly. If I move it here, you can see that you can start the hexagon. Even if you want to change color, you can change any color you want to. You can finish a hexagon and start another one without casting off. Also, if you decide to, let me duplicate this one. Sorry, I'm just, before we start another piece, just on those that giving you idea for those that want to do a patchwork blanket. So I'll say hex 3, hex dup 2. Sorry. Okay. And if you fix this here, you notice that you can make as much very long length. Then you continue this other side and it will fit properly. You can make another one on the side, another length again of this hexagon, and you. So let's go to the other shapes. Okay, the next shape we'll create is a rhombus. So I'll go to piece. Okay, I don't need to block new piece. I'll just take one of these, centralize it, and we'll use this one to create a rhombus. So I'm going to delete, I'm going to move 0.6 inward. Okay, this has given us a chevron, that's like a 2 parallelogram. So I'll move this one inward, then I'll delete 0.1 and I'll delete 0.4. So we have a rhombus now. And if we move it in here, you see it fits. For those that want to create cubes design, you can create your parallelogram, double parallelogram, and then create your rhombus separately, and then you have a very nice cube. That's for the good patchwork. So I'm going to check to make sure it's in right proportion. I'll go to piece table and we'll line it properly there. Sorry, I need to centralize it first so that you see it. Number 4 and 2, they are not lined properly, so I'll put it on the same line. And okay, I think that's all right. I'll click on apply and I'll click on OK. So we have our rhombus here. Okay, you can duplicate it, make 2. Let me just duplicate. And if you are knitting, you can knit like that. Then you can knit this, and then we'll design a parallelogram next. We'll put it by the side. You can say that you can alter it to make your shapes. I'll take this and use it for the parallelogram. So centralize this hexagon shape. So not to create more shapes, I'll just centralize it and move. You can move 3 or you can move 6, 0.3 or 0.6. So we'll move 0.3 in. Oh, sorry, I have to deactivate my vertical mirror. I'll just move 0.6 in and we have our parallelogram. If you notice, it's 2 parallelogram. You can knit it like so, which we'll put aside, and we will duplicate it. Let's make this piece. Let's not waste it, so let's centralize it. Piece table, make sure it lines properly, 6 lines with 3. And 1 lines with 2. So okay, so we've lined it. We'll duplicate this piece again, duplicate, and we'll say parallelogram. If you delete 0.1 and 2, it will form the parallelogram. So here we have a parallelogram. And if I move it on this previous one, this double parallelogram, you can see that it fits properly. We just deleted it. And if you want it to be if you want it to face the other side, you have to go to piece, alter, and you click on flip, and it flips it. Then it can fit on the other side. So now we've created hexagon, trapezium, a rhombus, double parallelogram. We have parallelogram. You can also create concave pentagon in different shapes as you want to. If I take this if I take this trapezium, I go to piece, duplicate, and say pentagon. You can create it from any shape, from the square too. Since we already have one shape, I'm just using that shape. And we go to add point, and we add a point here. We move the point up. Oh, sorry, I forgot to deactivate it too. So once I've added 1 point, and I'm going to deactivate it, and then you move the point up, you have a pentagon. You can resize it. You can now resize it, make your measurement and resize it to fit properly. If you want to, you can also move it to form a concave pentagon. and also a convex pentagon. The next shape we'll be making is a heart. So go to piece, block, new piece, and we'll create a heart. We already have our point numbers here. So we'll go to the add node, add points. Of course, I use other softwares and they call them nodes. So you click on the plus sign here, and then you add your points. I'm not going to add between 1 and 2. Instead, I'll add between 1 and 6. I'll just add 1 point here with my vertical mirror. My vertical mirror is in place, so it's reflecting the point. After that, I'll deactivate the point. Then I'll move point number 6 inward to form a slant. Now it's looking somehow like a shield. We need a curve here. We need a curve up and mirroring curve on the right hand side. So to put our curve, we'll go to this icon here that says curve. Change the straight line between any two adjacent points into a curve. You can see the neck band here, so we click on it, and we click on the line between 8 and point 8 and point 1. Where you want to place the curve, you click on that line there. So I'm going to click on it, and it says insert how many points. I want it to insert 2. You can insert 4, you can insert any you want. So you click OK, and now another window pops. Says select the type of curve. You can make it symmetrical or asymmetrical. Depend on the type you want. You can I'll go with 1 and click OK. I'm just going to go add 3 more. That I'm going to make the curve pop into 3 more grids. You can make it 4, you can make it, but I'm just going to make it 3. That's okay. Let me go on 3, and I'll force the vertical mirror to reflect it. Then we'll go to add curve again, and between 1 and 2 we're going to click on it to add our curve, another curve for the upper part. We're going to insert 2 points and click OK. You can insert 4, you can insert as much as you want, depending on how you want the heart to form. And I'm going to select on curve 1 and click OK. I'll stick 3 squares up. That's 3 rows, and click. Then I'll force the vertical mirror to reflect it on the other side. Now we have our hat. So now we have our hat, the heart shape. I'm going to put this aside, and we'll create a rectangle. The piece, block, new piece, and we'll say rectangle. Centralize the square, and we'll form it into a rectangle. We'll use the easy method. We'll go to this fit to length and tell it to fit it to 20 centimeters in height. Sorry, fit to height. So, did I click the right one? Sorry. Okay. Yes, 20 centimeters in height. Fit to width, we're going to put 10 centimeters. And we have our rectangle. So here we have a rectangle, hexagon, trapezium, parallelogram, rhombus, double parallelogram, concave pentagon, heart. You can create as much shapes as you want your own time, and we have resized them too. Thanks for joining me in this video for our digital crafts project for this month. Until next time, happy digital crafting. Bye for now.